And we are back. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Channel 135 podcast. This is the show we talk about our favorite things in life, movies, TV series, and pop culture. My name is Cams, and I'm here with also straight out of the EOTC, the Empty Out the Clip podcast. Leti Smith, what's up, man?
It's good, producer Cams, man. Thanks for having me on, Who's?
It's good to have you on, brother. Yeah, man, it's good to have you on this night. This is Thursday. Time is 9:47 Thursday night, and we're here to talk about TULSA King season 3 finale that actually came on 2 weeks ago, so we're a bit late bringing you this review, but never mind, it's all good. But yeah, man, I'm glad we're here to do that, to finish it off. 10 episodes done and dusted. Season 3 done and dusted. Will there be a season 4? Don't know, but there will be a spin-off with Sylvester Stallone's mate, Samuel Jackson, doing New Orleans King. Check out when that comes out. But man, just a few housekeeping rules. So this is the Channel 135 podcast, brought to you by the mighty WesWes Network. Check out our website, www.weswesnet.com. There you can find all our articles and our links to the rest of our podcasts on the network. Also, like and subscribe to this channel, YouTube channel, the WesWes TV, Movies and TV YouTube channel. And you can also find us on Facebook on our group page, the WesWes Movies and TV Facebook group page. So, yeah, man, jump into that, join that group, and it's a private group, so all your opinions in that will be locked tight within our community, in there, in the Facebook community. Welcome anyone that jumps on there on Facebook and gives their 5 cents. All right, man. It's been a journey. It's been 5 weeks of TULSA King, man, season 3, and probably what started off to be real promising, man. Like the first maybe 3-4 episodes, we got a new villain, and it looks like it's a badass villain, eh? Like we were thinking, what is Dwight gonna do, man? This guy looks like he's on another level. Like, what's Dwight gonna do? This guy is gangster, probably more gangster than Dwight is, and man, we were like worried about Dwight and man, how he's gonna overcome this guy. And then the episodes drag on, and next minute, I don't know, a bit of a U-turn with the storyline. Character arcs go a different way. What we're thinking about, and yeah, man, and this finale sort of wraps things up just like that. Like, yeah, man. But we're gonna first talk about season 3 as a whole. What we thought of it. Yeah, what's your thoughts about season 3, bro?
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to agree with Eric from one of the episodes. I think it was our third episode 3. Yeah, like Eric said, man, is that they're running out of things to write about, or whether they didn't have the cash flow to pay some of these guys to stay on the screen. Yeah, for too many storylines, too many storylines for 10 episodes. They could have just focused in more on the Whites dealing with Quiet Ray, because that storyline seemed more authentic to the storyline of him being sent to Tulsa, like in terms of being part of the New York family. Yeah, and then just the little introductions of his mate that he did time with, the sniper, the hitman. Like, that was a lot more promising, but then again, you forgot, shit, there's only 2 more episodes, so there can't be much going on there. And yeah, I just found it funny how you went from like 50 minutes to 45 minutes to literally 35 minutes in a couple of episodes, which was like really threw me off. But no, bro, I liked it. I liked the way it ended, but I was just disappointed with some of the unfinished storylines, like the storyline with Bill, and then just this one wrapped up with the FBI agent. So yeah, just felt shortchanged, you know. If I was paying for it on Apple, I'd be like, what? It's a refund, man.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said too many storylines, and maybe, yeah, you're right. That's what it felt like. It felt like they added all these storylines that probably didn't have to do with anything else in the like to fill in the gaps. Like if they said that we need 10 episodes, the Dunmire versus Dwight storyline, it's probably like a 6 episode. Hey, 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So you got 4 episodes to fill in the gaps, and oh shit, what are we gonna do? Oh, should we just add in some more of these storylines? And that's what I felt like,
Yeah.
like because some of these characters in the middle of the series were knocked off the board. I mean, we never saw Billy again. Like we never did. He never appeared again.
It's literally, hey, like
he's still in the meeting room, locked in the meeting room.
He went from, are you calling me a rat? You said that. And then, if you want to disappear on Tulsa King, just call Dwight a rat. Without calling him a rat, without calling him a rat, without saying he's a rat. And then, like, he disappeared. It was like, so what happened to the storyline?
Exactly. And that was pretty good. Like, that was tense, that meeting they had. And when they left, like, you wanted to know what's going to happen, the consequences of that meeting in the next episode. You never got it because Billy's off the table. He's locked in this meeting room. And then the story goes towards that the bomber guy. So yeah, that goes to nothing because the bomber guy sort of that storyline starts because of the FBI agent, right?
Yeah.
But because the FBI agent wants the bomber arrested, the bomber ends up double crossing Dwight and then links up with Dunmire, which leads to really nothing because the bomb happens at the hotel. They foil that, no one dies, and they just beat up the bomber guy to death and lock him in the coffin, and that's it. Like that story went to nowhere, right? And it had nothing to do with the Dunmire Dwight conflict. So yeah, man, you're right, man. I thought that for me, when I said the first 3-4 episodes were good, it's because it was building up to something exciting, building up the obstacles that Dwight has to face that we haven't seen before, and it looked like it's gonna be a dark series that we haven't seen before. Because Dunmire, if you look at him in the first 3 episodes, he was truly a badass. Like he's unpredictable. He looks more powerful than Dwight is. But then that just fizzled out. It just fizzled out.
Yeah. I think the saddest part about, it's probably, I'm not trying to shit on the episodes or Tulsa King altogether, but it's like, the stinkest part about it is that, like, if you were to tell someone who hadn't seen Tulsa King and you just chose the storyline of how Dwight settled for moving out to Tulsa because he did 25 years for the mob and builds his own empire, and he comes across Billy, who is the original caretaker of that bit of land, and then he meets Dunmire because he's trying to become legit by having his distillery. If you shared that storyline with someone, fuck, that's exciting, right? But when you actually watch it, it's like, fuck, like, you literally had to go and pick all of that to make the storyline sound good as what it is, if you're retelling it back to someone, which I thought was like, because I've been telling someone at home and I'm like, man, if you think about it, like, Dwight helped his crew, each and every one of them, bit by bit, and when the distillery was an offer, and that was it, right? Someone brought it to him and his crew. He goes, "Oh, sweet, man! A friend of yours is a friend of mine." They made the Montague 50 theirs, and then that was part of this plan to become legit. And then all this other shit happens, It's like, oh fuck, you're not the left turn, and then turn right here. Sully, backtrack. You missed the left turn. It's like, Sully, where are we going, man? Where are we going with the storyline?
Yeah, that's how I felt, man. This series had potential, and the beginning. For me, it was the writing. The writing failed me. The second half of the series failed me. How they wrote the conclusions to each of these storylines failed me. Like, the way I saw it, they built up something that was going to be exciting. Like when Dunmire first stole the 50 old barrels, and then this is gonna be good. Let's see what's gonna happen. How they're gonna get the barrels back. Next month they get that so easy, and it was like a non-issue. Like the Dunmire gives the barrels back, and I'll get you next time, and that's it. It's like, what? And it happens again. Yeah, we mentioned it before. It happens again with the Billy storyline. Going to see Dwight, having that argument. The Dwight he showed a hand to Billy that he shouldn't have shown, and for us to watch that, we're like, ooh. And you said it, hey, Dwight's stressed out. The stress Dwight's feeling right now. And then next episode, it's all gone. What happened? What happened? So we're getting built up for nothing. So it's a real fizz, eh? It's a real fizz. But you're right. Tulsa King is a good series as a whole. I think the writing failed it for this season, eh? Season 3. It had potential, but yeah, man, just the writing let me down, eh, man?
Yeah. Because, like, I think, like, if it's really good writing, I feel like if you can remove 2 or 3 of those episodes and still be engaged to what's happened, like that's good writing, right? If you remove, like, even if you missed the second one and the fifth one, and you're still clued into, okay, is that still happening? Nah, you would fully miss it because there was too many storylines going on that you would be like, oh, hey, how did they end up doing this? Like, oh, how did they find out about the distillery? Or how's Ray asking for a percentage of something? It's like all those little storylines that were going on in between him trying to become legit. It's sort of like, oh shit, Yeah, it makes it like feel like, oh man, all of that for what? Like, they could have been done in like one episode. They could have literally made it like a whole telling of a story in just one episode. But I don't think they did. Like they left a couple unopened, like like sort of open endings, and that's why we're like sort of like not satisfied with like how the turn of events happened. Like when Bill got picked up, I thought we all agreed on like Bill getting picked up, Ray asking for his percentage, and then meeting, and then him being shot at, and then that's still over Dwight's head, and then them sending the sniper down to come and sort him, and then the sniper's his friend. It's like, it's like, where's this going? Because there's only like 2 more episodes left,
Yeah. Even some of the character arcs got left off a cliff, because even the character of Chloe, like she was in the hideout in the first half of the season, eh? She sort of like disappeared. Like what's happened with her and the relationship she's had? Who's the guy? The guy that sings?
Yeah.
Forgot his name. What's his name? But yeah, her character arc sort of disappeared. They introduced characters in the season to like be convenient. It's convenient to tidy up loose ends of the storyline.
Yeah.
Like how Samuel L. Jackson he comes in. Like really, he didn't have to come in, eh?
Yeah.
He just came in to set him up for the new season, his own show, and to tidy up some loose ends.
Yeah. But see, it's like even like when they did the liquor drop, they went up north to that church.
Yeah.
And you see how like Dwight was just like, because he doesn't like like I think I mentioned that Dwight was at a point where he wanted to step back and let the crew run it all, but he didn't want anything attached to him because like Musa was on his case sort of, because he knew Musa's got nothing on me, and if there's anything, this is not being sanctioned by the FBI because what he's asking him to do. But like, so that storyline seemed like the best storyline to run with, right? Because he's obviously trying to do everything he can to make sure that Dwight doesn't open up his distribution. But in terms of like trying to understand like where they're going with the story, it's like, you can just, if you just pick it out, it's like, all Dwight's doing is that he's just trying to be like legit and like make his money clean, and it's like he doesn't want to do anything by fucking it up. Because now Bill, like when he became partners with Bill, it's like he's gonna have to pay Bill some sort of way. And like even with the business with Brady as well, it's like he has to try and be legit without showing that he's got dirty money being washed through his casino and all his businesses. Yeah, it's just a funny I don't know, it's like it's just funny the way it's put together.
Yeah, it wasn't like season 1 and 2, eh? Season 1 and 2 were straightforward stories, and you follow the story from beginning to end, and nothing was, nothing was left open, eh?
Nah,
it finished everything nice and tidily. The characters, they went through a proper arc they didn't stop all of a sudden or disappear all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, a lot. Yeah, it's yeah, you're right. It's sad because this season had potential. We're loving it. The first two episodes, 3 episodes, man. We're loving it.
Yeah, man.
But no, man, we'll get into episode 10, the finale of Tulsa King. And we'll do the WesWes spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched the episode, it's been 2 weeks. You probably have, but if you haven't, stop this podcast right now. Go to TVNZ Plus if you're in New Zealand, or Paramount Plus if you're overseas, and watch Tulsa King season 3, episode 10, and then come back, listen to us break it down. We're about to do the WesWes episode recap.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
All right, episode 10, Jesus Lizard, directed by Jim McKay, written by Dave Erickson and Sylvester Stallone. Margaret and Dwight discuss Theresia's election prospects, which have improved since the bombing incident. Theresia later invites Margaret to join his team permanently after the election. Dwight then discovers Joanna is missing. Then, receiving a ransom call from Dunmire, Dwight musters a crew and more weapons, but while doing so, Cole goes to volunteer assistance, telling them where Joanne is being held. The crew invades the Dunmire home and rescues Joanne. Dunmire himself escapes and is pursued by Dwight, who catches him and burns him alive in retribution for Montague's death. Musso beats Dwight and gives him the federal liquor license in exchange for the information extracted from the bomber. Dwight refuses to disclose where the bomber's body is, but assures Musso it will never be found. Russell leaves to go to New Orleans. He invites everyone, they're more than welcome to join him. And the crew sit back, relax, and listen to Mitch sing on stage. And that was your WesWes episode recap. Alright, Luce, first thoughts on this episode, man? The finale. Did everything wrapped up nice and tidily for you?
Yeah, I was impressed with the way this finished. Like, I thought the quarter Judy, like, from Samuel Jackson, like, just to hang around, and just, I think that moment that they had when he calls him brother, like, you know, when you've got friends, right? Like, you know who your real friends are when you're going through the shitstorm, and people just, you know, you can always meet new acquaintances and stuff, but like old acquaintances, when you got history with someone, it's like that's what you do, man. You stand by them when you're going to war, eh? Like, when he knew it was his sister, he's like, I'm not going anywhere, bro. And then he reassured him, like, by giving him assurance, like, you look worried. Like, why are you worried, eh? And like, he goes, man, yeah. Like, you get to see it in his eyes. Like, I think that's like a real genuine, like, storyline. You know? The White's concern was like, bro, you should go because there's a bounty on your head as well. But he goes, nah, I'm not going anywhere till we get this sorted. Like, that's what you do, man. That's what old acquaintances do, man. So now I thought, straight off the bat, that's cool. That shit's cool, like, you know. But then what you initially had picked out, maybe like episode 5, bro, is this storyline gonna be where Cole fucking does the 360 on his dad? So when they were starting to happen, it was like from like episode 9, even episode 8, like all the little things that started to happen when he was talking to the girl from the bar and that, and then they started to show it was like, oh, so how is he gonna make this happen this episode? But yeah, when he went and drew that map, it was just like, man, this is why they call him the general, eh? Like, cause fucking he's making sure that team knows what they're doing, what's expected of them, and what the goal is. But yeah, I thought like him telling Mitch to take Joe and make sure she's safe, get some air, and no one follow him. I got that, eh? I get that sense of like, you know, because at face value, you can show your, like, I don't know. This is just my understanding of, like, even myself, I suppose. I want people to know me and have the heart, you know, to judge me like how I am towards them and others. But I don't ever want them to see me at my darkest, like when I'm a fucking ugly cunt. You know what I mean? Like if I take someone and I put him in the ground, like what he was doing to him, you don't want people to see that side of you. But you rather them, hey, if it comes to, I will do it, you know. And like the way he explained it to Damai when he had him up on the winch, And he talked about, and he goes, "Do you remember that conversation we had about burning your finger?" So straight away in my head, I'm like thinking, remember that time he cut me off up the road and he gave me the birdie? Yeah, well, like that's the sort of the way they portrayed that and recorded it. Fuck yeah, that's good, man. Like, cause that's how a mobster should be, you know. Cause you never saw Tony snap like that, eh? Only that one time, like I remember there's a time where he gets out of surgery and then he looks around and all the guys inside the back office are like laughing and shit, you know, not acting like a crew. And then he's like, did you slam, what you slam the fridge for? And then he fussied the young guy. It's like, that's the sort of power you have to show your guys to remember, like, hey, I'm still the boss. Fucking treat me like a boss. They treat me like one of your mates. But when Dwight did that and he told him, it's like, go, because I'm going to do something, but I don't want you to see it. That's a side of a boss they should never have to see, you know, but you would have heard about it. So, I thought, that was put together nice. And then, just to end it at the bar, you know, where Mitch established that with his old man. Like, I think, man, that's the telling of, like, what the White's done down there, in this time. He's literally helped his whole crew, man. And he's doing it legit, you know. Especially when he could give a caravalle to his mate, you know. He literally came down there with nothing apart from a job to do. He gave him a heads up and said, "Oh, nah, man, I'm giving you a courtesy call." Then he went as far as giving him a caravalle, and then he chose to hang around. Like, those 2 episodes were like, with that storyline were probably the best. I just didn't like the way Dunmire was that easy to just fucking get to. You know, it's like, what the hell, like, you know. But it was out of I took it as like, whoa, shit, like they literally blowing up the lawn. I was like, surely. It's like Call of Duty shit, man. But no, that was cool.
I like your little reference to that Sopranos episode. That young guy who was the big dude, the musty dude who was the driver, eh?
The driver.
I felt sorry for him when he got hiding.
He said, "Man, I didn't mean that. I wasn't trying to be smart, Tony. You know, like, it's like, you know." He's still there. So he slammed the fridge like that again, eh? Didn't even slam the fridge, man.
Yeah, man. This episode was sort of up and down for me, and the down parts were some of the decisions, the writing decisions. The up parts were the wrapping the stuff up, and the ones you described with that end scene with Russell. Just see his relationship with Dwight, like the friendship they've got, like that speaks a lot, when like you actually feel how much they've gone through in the past, you know, the way they're talking, and that's exactly how you should treat good friends like that, you know, friends that, you know, have each other's back, and just that the way they're acting to each other, like it was a nice touch. So that was good. There's parts though I thought, you know, were too convenient. Like, you know, Bigfoot. The next minute he's got cousins that show up with all those guns. Like, come on, just how easy.
So when they all the same size as him and big, like, Charlie, these are my little cousins. They're just 7'2".
And then pickup truck full of weapons. I'm like, hey, this guy's in the army or something. Oh, so that's how they get the guns. Easy as that. Just ring up Bigfoot's cousins to bring up all the weaponry. And then there was that. And then even another cool part I saw was when it was Dennis. He was ready to go, and
he told him,
"No, you stay." And he's like, "No, because you're captain. So if something happens to me, you're gonna have to run this whole place." But that was kind of like, but you know, Dennis, he understood. He's not as hell. Okay, sweet, I understand. So I don't know. I probably would have liked him to be there, see what he's like to be in the army suit.
It's funny you brought that up, especially when they go to the wake, remember? And he comes in with that big thing of flowers. When you go from that, he goes, "You stay because you've really fucked up." And he goes, "Was it this or pink?" Like, get rid of that. Like, you know, sweet, you know, it's a bit too much. So
that you just reminded me of another. I'm going to reference another episode on The Sopranos when what's his name? They go to his funeral. And
Peeps.
Joey Peeps.
And they go to the limo and he goes, he put beer in front of his head stuff in front of his mouth.
It's his fucking nickname.
Shit, man. So,
what's his nickname?
What's already done there? He's like, Surely. That's
Oh no, it's classic. Oh, classic. But yeah, man. Yeah, I thought a lot of the episodes were real convenient, and for me, that's a lazy way of writing the ends of storylines. You know, like, come on. All of a sudden, Bigfoot, his cousins, in the shop with all these guns. Come on, you know, it's like, and then all of a sudden, but you know, it's funny because if you look at the credits, it's written by Sylvester Stallone, right? And again, another finale where we have a war at the end of the at the end of the episode, because they have a war at the end of season 1 with the bikies in the bar,
yeah.
and he kills the head bikie guy, like puts a knife through his face. Is it? Or was it eye or something? So it's brutal. And then on the second one, they blow that guy away in the ranch.
The shootout, yeah. And the lights go off.
In Marcos Ranch. But now I was thinking, like, Sylvester Stallone, he comes from the 80s action movie era. And if you think of all those action movies in the 80s, it always ends with a gun battle.
Yeah.
So you could tell, like, you know, with this kind of style, like, you look at the gun battle, it's the same thing, eh? Like, you gotta have explosions, you gotta have like a military coming in, sort of thing, and yeah, in fight. Because man, the parts where Dwight's angry, those scenes, is he playing John Rambo? Is he channeling John Rambo in those parts? Because it reminds me of John Rambo, man. You know? But no, man, I think it's just the way it's written. Like it's like that, and it is what it is. It's it's the end of a season that is so up and down, and you know, with the storylines unfinished and it gets wrapped up real quick. Some of these storylines, conveniently, it's like too easy. A lot of the writing is lazy, but they get some good bits in. But I thought this episode, as a finale, it was good to end the season. And move on to the next one, man.
Is that
Do better.
Is that the Kalonga? Is just kick it out.
Just kick it out. Exactly.
No, man. This is enough, man. I've seen enough.
Shit. But really, nothing really happens, in this episode. Like, Joanne gets kidnapped, and it's just a rescue mission to get her. They do. Fisher gets elected. I think Margaret is working for him now. I think that story's gonna carry on to the next season. If there's a next season, we don't hear from Quiet Ray, so we don't know what's going on there. He's probably still mad at Russell for not doing the hit. Billy, we don't know where he is. Never see him again. You got Tyson, who's into drugs now. That we don't know what's going on with that storyline, eh?
Yeah,
he's getting thrown out of that nightclub.
But it was probably like the best reaction I've seen from the crew, like when they were like just after Samuel Jackson walked in. It was when Cole walked in, and they're like, you know how they all got up and, hey, fuck, what are you doing there? Like, you know, like that was like, to me, a real good reaction from his crew, like how they should react. You know what I mean? Like that was cool. Like, especially when Dwight had his gun there and he like even said what he had to say to him. It's like, man, you got big balls coming in here. Like, you know, like you come to my establishment. It's like, fuck yeah, that was cool. Especially how everyone wanted to go at him, you know, go at Cole.
And that reminded me of another bit of lazy writing. Was when Russell said, "Oh, I can see it in your eyes. You are telling the truth." I was like, "Oh yeah, he's telling the truth."
I'd have seen a whole lot of men fuse their souls.
Yeah.
This guy, he's telling the truth. Eh?
So you need someone neutral,
to
reassure Dwight he's telling the truth. Because Dwight told him, "Hey, like I'm thinking of putting your brains over this table, and not ask you what you're doing here."
But yeah, it's lucky. Eh?
So I don't know what's going to happen because now, because what's his name? My son. He's part of the crew now, is he? Is he going to be part of the crew, or is he going to date Spencer and be part of the crew that way? But even that doesn't make sense. If you had a dad and he was mean to you, would you do that? Would you be happy how things turned out?
Well, what does he say to Spencer? He says, I can't remember one day it was good. Like, just, yeah, but what she say something like, what did she say to him? Like, yeah, but all those days that you were doing it, you were acting for your dad, you know? That was your dad telling you what to do. So you weren't acting it for yourself. It's like, if that's the way you can justify his actions, yeah, sure. I think every other guy should take a mental note of that, eh? It was the devil. It was the devil. I was like, surely. That's...
But surely he can't be trusted, eh? Hanging around. I don't know.
I know, bro. Love such strange things, mate.
Yeah. So, yeah. Joanne. So Joanne was just a way to end this episode as well. She gets taken last episode, at the end of last episode. I wasn't as excited of what's going to happen with that. With Joanne getting taken. I was more excited to see Dynamite take the 50 away and thinking, what's going to happen next? Damn, this guy's a badass. Or when Dwight first met Dynamite in the funeral and they had that chat, and Dynamite was like badass with his speeches, and I was excited to see what's going to happen next with that.
Yeah.
But when Joanne gets kidnapped, I was like, oh, okay. It's just going to be like a damsel in distress type thing, eh? Like,
yeah,
a rescue mission, and that's it.
I thought it was my idea how when he was like, I don't know where she is, eh? Then he smelled the phone rings and he's, Dwight, and he's, Joanne! And then he jumped on straight away. He was like, blood or liquor, eh? It's on your hands now. Like, blood or liquor, you choose. It's like, fuck, I'm gonna see the end of you. And I wanna let to enjoy it, eh? Like, shucks, man, these two. Yeah, now you're right, Dales. But now when you talk about convenience, it's like straight up because like as soon as they're at the bar, Mitch just before Mitch gets up to do his Bessie, and then Muse walks in and he says to with his missus, oh, I'll be back, let's go sort something out. They get straight to the back. You got something for me? Make the exchange, you know, it's like it's just like,
and it's finished.
That was easy, yeah, and it's finished. It's like, sorry.
But the thing that the Musa says when he leaves, I'll be back. I'll be back for something, eh?
Yeah. But
So
that man, yeah, that there even still was like, it's off the books, eh? It's always gonna be off the books. But yeah, I think Dwight, he's done nothing wrong. Like he's pretty much done nothing wrong, eh?
But it's gonna be the perception. If the crew finds out he's been talking to FBI agent,
yeah,
hey, then they'll be worried, eh?
It's gonna weaken his integrity of like listening to him, you know, because he's like helping. He's like an informant.
Yeah, that's right. The acting of Sylvester Stallone. So because I rewatched it today when I got home after work. I rewatched it, right, and I was thinking, geez, Sylvester Stallone is old. He's still acting. He's still a good actor, eh? Like he's good at doing his. Like he's always been a good actor. He's been a better actor than Arnold ever was.
Yeah,
Arnold was an action star first and foremost, I think, and I think acting wise, Sylvester Stallone was always going to be a better actor, but Arnold was in better movies, right? Arnold tried to go into comedy with Kindergarten Cop and Twins and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, we see him as an action star, action hero. I was thinking when I was watching it today, like how old Sylvester Stallone is. I was wondering, man, if they put Arnold at his age now into a series like Sylvester Stallone still acting, like what would that look like? That wouldn't be good, eh? It wouldn't, eh? It would be cringe. It would be hard to watch, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good comparison. Also, well, I never thought about it like that. But when he said comedy, Sully, you gotta say, man, Terminator 2 was a bit funny, man. There's some one-liners in that film. It's like, Sully, what's wrong with your eyes? Like all of that shit, bro. It's still funny. Hey, it's still funny to me, man.
Yeah, man. So that's what I was thinking, and I was thinking about like Sylvester Stallone is still going, eh? I think he's gonna do another Rambo.
Well, did you like the Expendables? I thought the Expendables was cool. It's cool to watch. Like I thought that was a good film. Like I remember hearing the basis of this film, like when they said, "Oh, there's gonna be Terry Crews, the guy from Kickboxer, you know, it's gonna be all these guys." I was like, "No way!" I still would have that. Randy Couture, I was like, "No way!" But when the film came out, I was like, "Wow, this is pretty good, man!" Like you know, there's a lot of action.
Yeah, and that was what that was what it was back in the 80s, and 90s. There's action movies. So he's bringing it back, and it's funny because when I mentioned like the end scene in this episode, like the battle at Dunmire's house. This is how all these action movies end, with a gunfight.
A gunfight, yeah.
So I think Sylvester Stallone writing this episode, he's going back to his 80s action roots. He always got to end the film or series with a gunfight.
Yeah, but even like the little you know how he's got his bit where he's talking to someone, like just like what he said to Dunmire when he was talking about burning his finger. Like he's like what he said at Finn's funeral when he goes, "Oh, I have no idea," and then he goes, "Oh," when he's like, "Oh, that stuff." Like if you think of all the Sylvester Stallone movies, there's always a bit where he's got something and he's talking to someone, right? And it's spoken so you can remember it in the film.
Yeah.
Like even if you left the film, you just, "Wow, what about that time when he's talking?" And then you can sort of like remember what he was saying, So he makes it like a key thing in all his movies,
Like those quotes,
His little quotes, yeah.
So this episode is actually called Jesus Lizard, and that was the story. Have you heard the story about the Jesus Lizard? He walks on water. Reminds me of you. You think you walk on water.
But then you see what do you call him? A predator that's waiting at the bottom.
To devour you. Oh, man, this guy. Poetry of the poetry. And then, he lights him up, walks away, and then the heavy metal song comes on.
Yeah. I thought the engagement of the music was pretty well put. Like I thought that's why I enjoyed the episode. I was thinking, man,
yeah, that's right.
I was like, so what's going on
here?
here?
Back to the bone song.
As soon as you hear the first explosion, oh, whoa. It's like with the whole song playing through. Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just I'm actually glad it's over.
Yeah.
Like it was sort of like put out of my misery sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's still a series I'll watch though. Still interested in this kind of genre. Yeah, it's different, but yeah, I think compared to the rest of the seasons, I don't know. I think I like season 2 maybe. Season 2 good. I can't even remember season 2 now. Season 1 I remember, but I wouldn't put season 3 up there. I don't think. How about you?
Yeah, I think it's hard to remember season 2. Hard to remember season 2.
That was Fresher, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's Fresher. And the Asian dudes, they works for him.
But yeah, I thought it was cool like how they established the bar, the kayak, and then also when he met Bill, when he realized that it isn't his territory. And I think he knew, but he was just like, nah, fuck, I did 25 years. I'm not folding to you. You've been down here. You should have known all of this stuff was in existence. So I'm not paying you shit.
That was his excuse,
Yeah.
Now you want a part of this area when you didn't want it?
Especially because, when he sent those guys down to put a hit on them, and then they killed his mate, sent him back at the gate and stuff, like outside the house. That stuff was like, oh shit, like, what they outside the house? He's like, those sort of scenes were like sort of cool, but then it just showed that Bill just did a lot of talking, bro. He wasn't really like a main character. It's like he's just like a side character, right? He's not really there's no storylines they can base around him.
Yeah, that's right. I noticed the ending of this episode that it wasn't a cliffhanger; it was a happy ending. Because at the end of season 1, he gets arrested, And in season 2, he gets arrested as well. End of season 2, the FBI. That's not. I think he gets arrested. He gets arrested in season 1 at the end because of the girl he was seeing, the FBI girl.
Oh, yes.
Because she got in trouble,
She's compromised.
She's compromised,
Yeah. That was because, But that was bad, because, fucking, where they were with the kids, because he had just brought that all back, and the bail came about. But that's when he fought the judge, He fought the judge, and his daughter put up the thing for the bail. And he's like, do you own your house? Yeah, I put up the bail on my house. And he goes, you can't do that. It was like, nah. But I think that sort of gave the white the drive to just be legit. Because Tina put up her house for him to come out. and he didn't want to mess it up. Like,
That's right.
man, you're away for all that time. I didn't know you didn't do this to your grandkids, you know? It
Yeah.
was more of a family redemption now, the first season.
Mm.
And the second season is
That's
probably
right.
like trying to get on his feet, trying to grow the business, but trying to be legit as well. But yeah, that governor dude, fuck, he was like a guy in the second season, It's like, fuck, just kill him, man. Shit, this guy's
That's
always
right.
a bunch.
Because Dwight takes his marijuana business,
Yeah, yeah.
and
then
tells
he's-
him to, you know, gangster, go back to
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
what you used to do.
But then this Margaret tells him like, oh, he's got wealth, that's all he has. He's just got wealthy friends.
Mm.
Like he won't go away, but because he's got wealthy friends, like, you know, money's not an issue with him. And then when he ends up buying the ranch, that's when he's like, what the fuck? Yeah, he bought it. Like, he's the owner. Like,
Fisher's the owner of that ranch.
yeah, because on that, man, because how he had all those singers working for him,
Mm.
and like they were doing it on her property, and he was like, sort of like, oh fuck, I'm gonna just buy it, because he had shareholders to be able to buy it. And so that's why Margaret was telling Dwight, it's like, he's got bankroll, man. Like, he's got deep pockets, like, and I can't afford it. So that's what it was. Like, he ended up owning it. So that's why in this season she asks for it back. But he's like, I'm gonna give it to you, but not at what you sold it for, and a bit more.
And then that's when he asked her to work for me.
Mm.
And then he said, we'll kick Dwight out of there. So,
Oh,
man, I wonder what's going to happen there. Is she going to double cross Dwight? Ah.
Yeah.
See, these are things that's going to set up next season. So there's that storyline. Fisher's governor. Margaret's working for him. What trouble is Fisher going to cause Dwight through Margaret? Through Margaret's involvement. Then you've got Tyson and Spencer dealing ecstasy.
Yeah.
Are they going to encroach
Ray.
on someone else's territory?
Ray's kick up as well, and his hit already on Dwight as well.
Yeah. Where's Billy? Is Billy coming back?
Yeah. Well, man, I was just explaining to someone today, like, when Dwight went away for his time, right? Because remember in season 1, the boss of the New York family that Dwight did the cover up for, remember he was like saying, when Dwight comes, he's gonna get what's rewarded to him, and the son took offense to it. So the son is the one who killed his dad, And so I remember explaining that, and I just remember like, wow, this guy, he took offense to it because he was really polite that Dwight was gonna become the boss, you know, because he's a made man too, you know. And so when he started to fall out with his own crew, and the messages were getting mixed, that wasn't until Bill said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna clip him, and he's, we're partners now. Like, that pretty much sorted everything, right?
Yeah.
And that's when he brought that guy down for me, and he's like, oh, you know, he's gonna be part of my crew now. I thought, yeah, when you think about it, it's like, shucks, he's literally done it clean, Like, he's got no reason to not owe anyone anything up until fucking Ray rings him. Just like, what the hell? But yeah, that'll probably be like an interesting storyline, how it carries on. I like if there is any money owed to those guys up in New York, because now that he's got his license, his federal license to trade, like, that makes it legit, Like, that's pretty much no one can shut you down, sort of shit. Like, that makes you international, almost untouchable.
So back to the question, who's going to be the bad guy for season 4? Is it going to be someone brand new? But where would that someone brand new come from? Would it be politics, or is it going to be an old villain? Like, is Fisher going to be go back to being a villain now? Being the bad guy?
Yeah, maybe. I reckon that'd be a good storyline. Now that knowing that Mark is part of his PR crew, and that whatever enemies that he comes across in that field, we're gonna have to we have to realize that him and Dwight are connected. So it would be weird for someone to try and come in and go up against a mobster, especially because in Oklahoma, because remember everyone's bala'ai of Dunmire, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
if this is the dude who literally took down the kingpin of Tulsa. Because even Bill, remember when Bill said, he goes, bro, this guy's Dixie Mafia. Like, even Bill was bala'ai. He was like,
Yeah.
bro, this guy's got fucking foot soldiers, man. Like, hey, he's connected. Like, he was saying it to the way. You know, it'd be
Which
interesting.
makes it even more disappointing, knowing that
Yeah,
Dynamite had power and never really used it in the second half of the series.
you mean he sent his mate and his son and his 4 mates to go try and do jobs and they couldn't even do them, mate. So yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Should we get into who won the episode, who lost the episode? So we'll do it differently this time. Who won the episode, but you can't say Dwight.
Yeah, I'm gonna say gonna be like a 4-way tie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to the crew, eh? I'll give it to the crew, man. Mitch stood up, Bigfoot stood up, even what's his face? Brody
Tyson.
stood up.
Oh.
Nah, Brody. Nah, Tyson's still a guy, bro. Like he's beyond like even with considering these days, man. Because even when what's his face? When Cole went to the weed shop, eh? That was the first stop. He went to the weed shop, and he was like, "I want to talk to the white." And he goes, "What are you doing here? Like, what's it about?" Like he was the first point of contact. Yeah, I thought they all did well, man. Like that's how you rally together, you know.
Yeah.
I thought, and his crews literally, they stood up for him and like, I don't know, earned their stripes, I guess.
And that's probably the main sort of theme in this whole series, eh? Like Dwight and his crew. Like he puts together this crew of and Mitch, he explains it to Chloe when Chloe asks Mitch that episode when she says, "How come you guys let the guy like Dwight? How come he's the leader of you guys?"
Yeah.
And Mitch said it beautifully. He said, "You know what? Dwight just came in, put us together, made us all money.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're making money, so of course we will follow him."
Yeah.
And Mitch said, "Man, I never knew any of these guys. Like we all live in the same town. Like
Yeah.
I would never have known any of these guys if it wasn't for Dwight. So now we're making money. So why not follow a guy like that?" And this is like one of the main themes in the show, right? Like the working together as a team, having a leader like Dwight. Shows what you can do if you all. And we were talking about before we jumped on the mics, the Amway thing we were talking about with the concept of being together and seeing eye to eye and moving forward. Hey, for you and five other people who have the same frame of mind, and if you can get that as a leader like the White, if you can get a crew that can see your vision and agree to your vision and will do anything to get to that goal, like the crew is all seen eye to eye, but they're in different walks of life, eh? That's the cool thing about this crew. They're in different walks of life, you know. And Dwight's an outsider. He's not even from there. He just came from New York, put them together, making money. He's a good leader. You know, it's that. I think that is a lesson on what it means to collaborate with a team of like-minded people and moving forward with a goal.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a cool theme to come off the back of this whole show, when you're into the whole show. Even though it's disappointing in some of these storylines, and we talked about how disappointing this season is, the potential it could have been, and it never showed. But I think the essence of the story is what brings us back, like that whole concept of team and the crew, and we're watching this crew 3 seasons now, like grow.
Yeah.
Right, we're watching them grow, and we're watching Dwight lead them.
Yeah.
And overcome all these obstacles, and that's the main reason why we like the show, I think.
I think you got to remember too, as he's brought them all in and he's given them like positions within his crew, he's told them, "This is our family," and he's reminded them, because like even when Tyson's dad blew up in the truck, and he told him, "Don't worry, we're gonna find out who did this. Like, you have my word." Like, he's promised his crew all of that, you know. Even with the Montague 50, when he told Mitch, like, you know, it was his missus like saying, "Oh, nah, we need to act." And he goes, "If you want to be with me, you got to remember, man, there's stuff over me, but also there's the way to consider. We have to wait and act on his sort of things, on his calls and stuff." Even Brody, like, yeah, everyone's all got all their respect for him, knowing that, you know, like when Brody did that gun incident over Bill's mate, one of his drivers, And Dwight was like, nah, he had every reason, he had the right to do that. Whereas he didn't, he just told Paul, like, are you talking? Are you telling me? And he hung up, He's like, no, I'm not hearing it, man. It's like, I back my crew 100%. They don't need my, And in his eyes, it's like, as long as they're cooking up, fuck, that's what it matters, hey. We're all making money. That's the key to it.
So on that note, the person I thought won the episode besides Dwight was Fisher. That guy's on a high, man. He's won the governor. He's like, he's walking on water now, eh? He's telling Margaret what to do now. Like, hey, Margaret, you're in it. You're in it now. And I'm gonna be the governor. Come work for me, and we'll get rid of Dwight, and it's all gonna be good. So he's on the high horse. He's on his high horse, eh? Who lost the episode for you, bro? Other than Dunmire, you can't say Dunmire.
Who lost it? I don't know, wait. That's a good question, man. This one, for this episode, who lost it? Wait, I want to say Cole. Don't ever do that to your dad, G. That's your blood. makes you wonder if he knew that, had he known that Dwight was going to kill him, would he have given that information? Because, like, he was worth sparing, like, when Dwight put the truck against his son and he said, pick, man. And then he was like, nah, you wait. And then we see what we see, like when Dunmire is talking to Cole. But with that particular information, had he known that his dad that was the last time he was gonna see his dad, would he have given up that information? See, I'm saying Cole lost the episode for me here.
Nice. I'm gonna say who lost the episode. I want to say Margaret lost a little bit of the episode because I think she doesn't want to work for Fisher. She put herself in a situation where she can't get out of.
Yeah.
So we'll see next season, but I think this is the start of something bad for Margaret along the way.
True. Well, it'll be interesting to see where their storyline goes.
Sweet, that's that's us for Channel 135 finale of
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King. Final thoughts.
Oh man, I hope that the next season, if there is a next season, that we can see some more action coming from Quiet Ray and the guys from New York, man, and from here himself. Now that he's rolling with Ray, and be interesting to see if they do bring back these guys that they took off the table, because I don't know, man. Introducing more new characters is gonna be like, not another one of these hit and miss. They know where the storyline's going, but hopefully it does come back and they finish that story, because that'll be cool. Probably one of the better ones to watch. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to season 4 if they have it. Partly because season 3 ended off as a happy ending for Dwight. He's sitting there behind a bar. He's cheersing. Mitch is on stage, and the episode just fades out on his face, his smiley face, because he's happy. I'm pretty intrigued for next season because you don't know who's going to be the bad guy. I think whatever they set up for the next season, I think there's going to be a long way to go, because the storylines that are going to continue are when Tyson and Spencer gets kicked out of the nightclub for dealing drugs, but there's nothing of that in this episode. So there's a gap in between that one, and there's going to be a gap in between Fisher winning the governor thing. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there either. But we are sure that Russell is going to have his own series, Samuel L. Jackson, New Orleans King, and Sylvester Stallone's going to be in that program too. So we talked about it before. It might be like a, what do you call it, a flashback episodes, of them in prison. Like maybe we get to finally see how Dwight saved the life of Russell in prison.
Yeah,
they'll show that scene. But I'm looking forward to New Orleans King when it comes out. I got a feeling they're gonna bring that out before they bring out a new season of Tulsa King. I got a funny feeling.
Probably,
yeah.
Nah, good call, man.
But yeah, man, that's my thoughts, and that's us, and that is our review of the entire season 3 of Tulsa King. Hope you guys had a fun time listening to us review it. Hope you guys enjoyed the series, and we'll be back for more TV shows and movie reviews on the Channel 135 podcast. You can check out Leti here on his podcast, the EOTC, Empty Out the Clip. It's out on Spotify and YouTube. Yeah, what's gonna be on the agenda on the EOTC
Oh
this
man,
weekend?
got a whole lot of topics that haven't been checked off, but probably Chucky's post about these ink gears. They've got all their licenses and they're here playing up, man. That's what happens when the VTNZ has got ink gears in charge, man, charging their own people for getting qualifications and licenses, man, and valid licenses. But now, yeah, that's probably going to be the head of probably big headliner, and then probably just a recap of some other stories that have sort of just fizzled out in the news just of late. And yeah, that'll be our second to last one, and probably 2 more for the end of the year, man. So you're looking forward to getting our annual leave forms signed off from you, and then, yeah, that's us till the New Year's.
Nice. Yeah, you just reminded me about the last episode of Channel 105. So yeah, maybe next week or week after. I think the week before Christmas will be the last week of Channel 105, and I'll probably do a final review of the year. The best movies, the best TV shows of 2025. We'll do that. Or maybe we'll do that for before New Year's. It depends who's here. People might be away, but yeah, we'll try to do that. All right, that's us, man.
Thank you, my bro. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for jumping on. All right, have a good week.